This is Mr. Holsey of 8 Squared's Officially Understood Science, and today we're going to learn about dichotomous keys, the choose your own adventure of science concepts. So your first question you're probably asking is, what is a dichotomous key? A dichotomous key is a tool that allows a user to determine the identity of an item in the natural world based on the item's characteristics or its physical features. So what it looks like / does. So we're looking at the phenotype. And so here are some examples of different kinds of dichotomous keys. So this one is one of the most commonly used, where you have a list of objects beneath it. You have an object and you have a list of possibilities beneath it, but then you also have this type right here. Now, when it comes to dichotomous keys, they're actually very simple to use, because a dichotomous means divided into two parts. So a dichotomous key always gives two distinct choices in each step, and often they are very opposite of one another. Black, white, good versus evil, pointed versus round, plant or animal. And so these are usually very distinct choices. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure story. If you've ever read one of those, it's like, do you go through the door? Do you walk down a hallway? And it makes you flip the different points in the book to determine what the outcome is going to be. So let's take a look at this example really quickly, and I'll show you how you can use the dichotomous key to identify items. So here we have a leaf, okay, or a tree branch with leaves on it, to be more specific. So we always start at number 1, question 1. So if you ever get a dichotomous key that has multiple items on it, you always start at question 1. So here we're going to determine, are the leaves spiny or broad? Well, it is quite a broad leaf. It's not needle-like. So I'm going to say it is going to be broad. And so I look at my directions and it says go to 2. Now I move on to 2. Is there a single leaf on each piece or many leaflets? Well, it doesn't appear to have little leaflets on it or little breaks in the leaves. It does seem like each one of these is a single leaf. So I'm going to go to 4, or sorry, I'm not going to go to 4, I'm going to go to 3. So is the leaf edge is smooth, or are the leaf edges serrated? Well, serrated means jagged, and so I know that's not serrated, and so I know that this leaf is Cornus floridea. If we look at the other example, it's very similar. We start off with a question. Is it a plant or is it an animal? Well, we know that it's a bird because it's a bird. And so then we move on. So we know it's an animal, so we're going to follow this branching path. Does it live underwater or on land? Well, it lives on land. It doesn't live underwater. So we're going to keep following the path. Does it have hair or feathers? It has feathers. It's a bird. And we could keep going until we have what type of bird it is. And so these are very simple to do. It's pretty much just two opposite choices that you are given, and you pretty much follow the path. So here's another one, but in this example, instead of having one organism, we have several. And so this is where the rule of starting over at 1 is really important. So we're going to start with bird W. Bird W. So bird W, we start at 1. Is the beak relatively long and slender or stout and heavy? To me, that looks very stout and heavy. So that tells me to go and put a box around that one so you know which one we're working on. Go to 2. The bottom surface of the lower beak is flat and straight. Why, yes, it is, but let's go ahead and check the other. The bottom surface of the lower beak is curved. No, it is not. So, bird W is a geospiza. Now, I'm going to do bird X. And I have to start back at 1. Bird X, the beak is relatively long and slender or relatively stout and heavy. I would say it is stout and heavy, so it is going to be going to 2. The bottom surface is flat and straight, or the bottom surface is beak is curved. It is curved, so we're going to go to 3. The lower edge of the upper beak, so that's referring to right there, okay? It has a distinct bend, or the lower edge of the upper beak is mostly flat. Well, I say that's flat. So it's a platyspiza. And we can keep going. We're going to go ahead and do all 4 of these. Bird Y. The beak is relatively long and slender, or the beak is stout and heavy. I would say that's pretty long and slender compared to the head. And so we've already got our answer right here. Certhidia, I think that's how you pronounce that. And finally, bird Z. Now, even though we know that it is what it's going to be based on process of elimination, it's always good to go back through your steps just to see if you've made any mistakes. So relatively long and slender, stout and heavy. That's going to be a stout and heavy. So go to 2. Bottom surface is the lower beak is flat and straight, or is it curved? It is curved. So we're going to go to 3. The lower edge of the upper beak has a distinct bend, or is it mostly flat? Well, that has a very distinct bend, and so that is whatever that is, and I do not know how to pronounce that, but it's right there. And we're going to do one more just for a little bit of fun. All right, so we had this smiley, angry face guy. All right, so we're going to start at number 1 because we always start at 1. All right, so are the teeth visible or not visible? I don't see any teeth, so we are going to go to 4. Are the eyes symmetrical, meaning the same, like they're even, or non-symmetrical? Well, he's missing an eye, so I don't think they are symmetrical. So I'm going to go to 8. Does it have a pirate patch, or does it not have an eye patch? Well, it definitely has a pirate patch. And so our answer is Smilus piratus. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make dichotomous keys with us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you can get notified whenever we post new tutorials. As always, thank you for joining us, and have a great day.